What if I told you that the simple act of looking at something wasn't just passive, that it wasn't just about seeing the world, but was actually an active force that creates it? Well, today we're diving into a really fascinating concept from our source material that says exactly that. So let's get right into it.
This source material kicks off with this really powerful idea, suggesting that you being here watching this right now is anything but a coincidence. The whole premise is that your own consciousness literally observed this moment into being, collapsing a whole wave of other possibilities just to bring you right here. It's a pretty bold claim, right? So let's see how they build the case for it.
Okay, so first up, the absolute core idea that your observation literally forges reality. The argument isn't just that you see the world, but that you actually determine what that world is. So, what's the evidence for something so out there? At the very heart of this whole thing is a real principle from quantum physics called the observer effect. Now, our source takes this scientific fact and builds a powerful philosophy on top of it. It basically frames this effect as like the operating system of existence itself. What that means is, at the tiniest, most fundamental level, the universe is just this giant field of infinite possibilities, and it's just kind of waiting there for a conscious observer, that's you, to look at it and collapse all that potential into the one single reality you actually get to experience. And this all goes back to the famous double-slit experiment. It's wild. When scientists aren't looking, tiny particles like electrons act like a wave of pure possibility. They literally go through both slits at the same time. But the absolute instant someone decides to measure them, to observe them, poof. They instantly stop being a wave and collapse into a single solid particle, choosing just one path. The source argues this shows that the act of looking doesn't just influence reality, it's what actually creates it from that field of potential. So, if observation really is that powerful, how are we using it moment to moment? Well, the source material suggests there are two very different paths we're taking all the time. And here are the two modes right here. See, most of the time, pretty much all of us are using what's called unconscious observation. It's our default setting, it's automatic, it's filtered through all our past experiences, our beliefs, our fears. And because of that, it just keeps recreating the same old reality, day in and day out. The alternative, though, is conscious observation. This is about being aware, being present, seen without the filters. And according to the source, this is the key. This is how you create something totally new. So why are we so stuck on autopilot? Well, the source points to some really deep conditioning. I mean, for one, we're hardwired for survival, to see patterns that keep us safe. We're also taught culturally that observation is just a passive thing. Then you pile on emotional filters from past hurts that make us avoid certain things. And honestly, it's just easier. It takes way less energy. But the real problem is that these filters we use to see the world end up creating a reality that proves our filters are right, locking us in this endless loop. Which, of course, brings us to the really practical part. If we want to stop recreating the past on repeat and actually start creating a new future, how do we do it? How do we make that shift? Let's look at the keys. And the good news is, these aren't some super complex mystical techniques. It literally starts with just noticing that you're noticing, just becoming aware that observation is happening through you. From there, it's about trying to see things with fresh eyes, like you're seeing them for the very first time. You approach the world with curiosity, asking, I wonder what that is, instead of thinking, oh, I already know what that is. But that final step, that's the one that's supposed to be the most powerful of all, turning your awareness around to observe the observer, to become aware of yourself, observing. Yeah, this is highlighted as the real game changer. When you observe the part of you that is doing the observing, it apparently creates this powerful feedback loop. It's like going from being a character in a movie to suddenly realizing you're also the director, sitting in the chair. You're not just collapsing reality anymore. You're aware that you're the one doing it, which gives you the power to consciously choose what you create next. Okay, so you start practicing this, you're feeling good. But there's a catch. And this is where most people get stuck, give up, and decide it's all nonsense. The source calls this challenge the test of quantum lag. This right here, this is the question that stops almost everyone in their tracks. You start observing consciously, you're holding a new vision, you're expecting this dramatic shift, but you look around and everything looks exactly the same. Your bank account is the same, your relationships are the same. It's so easy to get discouraged and just say, see, it's not working. But the source calls this quantum lag.
And the idea is that your new observation does instantly change reality, but on the quantum level, in the realm of potential. Physical reality, though, has momentum. It's like trying to turn a giant cargo ship. The captain gives the command to turn, and the rudder shifts instantly, but the massive ship takes time to actually change its course. That delay you experience isn't a sign of failure, it's just physics.
So what are you supposed to do during this lag? The source is crystal clear on this. You have to trust your new, conscious observation more than you trust the old, physical evidence your senses are showing you. You have to remember that physical reality is a lagging indicator. It's always a reflection of yesterday's observations, not the one you're holding right now. This timeline really breaks it down. So today, your conscious observation immediately shifts the quantum field. But then you enter the lag phase, where your physical world still looks like it's reflecting your past observations. The entire test, the whole challenge, is to hold firm to your new observation, to trust it even when the old evidence is staring you right in the face, until, finally, physical reality catches up. So let's say you do it. You navigate that lag, you hold the faith. What's on the other side? Well, our final section here looks at what it's actually like to live in this new reality that you've consciously created. As your observation gets more and more consistently conscious, you'll apparently start to notice these cool signals of the shift. Synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences, start happening all the time. Reality can start to feel a little more fluid, more dreamlike. Old emotional triggers just lose their power over you. The source even says time itself can feel more malleable, that your past memories can actually shift, and you start to develop this quiet intuition, a knowing about what's coming next. And all of this leads to the ultimate paradigm shift, the biggest change of all. You stop seeing yourself as this small person living inside a big, fixed, external reality. And you start to realize that reality is happening within you, that it's a projection of your own consciousness, collapsed into form by your own powerful observation. This quote just nails it perfectly. You're not a passive perceiver, you're an active creator of an experienced reality. The entire message really just boils down to that choice. Are you perceiving or are you creating? And according to the source, the only thing that separates the two is the quality and the consciousness of your observation. So we'll just leave you with the final question that the source poses, and it's a question to maybe carry with you into every moment from here on out. In your own life, right now, are you just perceiving a reality that happens to you, or are you consciously creating it? Are you just watching the movie unfold, or are you finally ready to pick up the pen and write the script?